folks, Ariel over here at Nyth, where today I want to do a quick video answering some questions about dimensions of my tiny house. If you are new here, welcome. I live off-grid, as in with no physical connection to any public utilities, in the mountains of northern Wyoming in a tiny house which is on wheels, despite the fact that you can't see them thanks to all the flowers growing around the house. And I've been here for 5 years. So I've gotten a lot of questions over that time about how long is this, how tall is that, how wide is this, and I've never really addressed that in any video. So, and actually this was partially inspired by somebody asked me a very specific question the other day, and I went and measured it. It was not the dimension I thought it was in my head, so I'm just going to tell you what the dimensions are of everything here. So let's see where to start. Probably my door is a little smaller than a full-size one. It is certainly possible to have full-size doors in a, like a standard house door in a tiny house. I have friends who have that. Mine is a little smaller. It is only 25 inches wide, and that works fine for me, though there would be some things that'd be handier if you want to move something larger in or out, though there's only so much space to put anything large in a tiny house in the first place. So a 25-inch door works quite well for me. Probably the next dimension, let's see if I can get my little cheap tape measure to cooperate here for all this, is how tall is it? So let's go down to the ground there. To the eaves, I'm right at 101 inches up to the eave. And let's go over here. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off. This isn't a real construction tape measure, but this house is fully road legal, so it should be within the, get that to not flop over, within the standard road dimensions. May have to do some video editing so you don't have to watch all of these shenanigans. See if I can get the peak height to cooperate here. So that's there. Now it can flop over. I know if you're a carpenter, this is probably going to drive you crazy, but this is the tape measure I happen to have. 11 feet right there. Now I can wad this up and measure from that board down. Okay, so from the actual ground up to the peak of that roof is only 11 feet, 10 inches. So that is how high off of the ground that is. How wide? Probably easier to do on the other side, so let's move to the side. Okay, how long is the whole house? This is on a 24-foot trailer, but I have never actually measured exactly where that comes to. So that is actually, I only have a 16-foot tape measure and it's longer than that. That is actually almost 25 feet on the exterior dimensions. So it's actually a hair longer on the outside than I thought. And let's see, the peak height's the same the whole way across there, though obviously there's a dormer. The trailer tongue sticks out. Just shy of 5 feet from this flat wall until you get to the actual where the ball hitch would go. So that's kind of the exterior dimensions. Let's go inside and see what the interior is. So coming inside, obviously, you know, from the exterior you've got siding, you've got insulation, you've got vapor barriers, you've got interior siding and so on. So the inside dimensions are a little smaller, probably a little easier to handle with my tape measure. Now I have fairly long arms. I can almost touch the two walls at the same time here. So if I just go straight across, boom, boom, 79.5 inches, which is, you know, just a little over 6 feet. I can't quite touch both walls at once, but I'm not very far off. So that's the interior width. Interior, let's see, length, let's do that. So from clear back there behind the dish drainer, all the way across the kitchen counter, which would stop there. 12 feet of my house is kitchen. So approximately half of my house is the kitchen, because you're going to see that's, I think, actually a hair over half of the interior dimensions. So 12 feet is right where that kitchen counter ends. If you are wondering about the counter length, almost exactly. It's another 12 feet and 2 inches. So 24 feet 2 inches is the interior dimensions from the actual like glass window panes on that end to the back wall in there. So 24 feet 2 inches, with half of that being kitchen space. Height inside, obviously from the exterior height, we now have taken up space with you know, there's space for the trailer frame, road clearance, tires, all of that kind of thing. Outside, that is not going to be interior space. So let's go right up to the peak. Stay straight there, tape measure. (10 feet 4 inches). So that is the peak inside, and then this to where the loft ceiling is, this is right at 6'5". So I have a friend who's 6'4". He can walk through here and it looks like just the top of his hair brushes that beam a little bit, but most people can walk under there with no problem, and definitely I'm only a little over 5'8", I think. I have plenty of clearance there. So that's the height, width, length in here. What other dimensions have people asked me? Oh, the bathroom is 25 inches wide, so this pantry is also 25 inches deep, since that is all in a line there. Small bathroom was totally fine with me. I wanted more of my space to be kitchen. My stairs are only, if you go to the exterior, that's 19 inches from the wall out to here. And if you're looking at the actual stair step, looking at 16 inches up to the, on the inside of the tread there. And they're not very deep. It's 6 inches of stair step there. And of course these have drawers that pull out and go in. What other dimensions have people asked me for? Maybe countertop depth. That's 2 feet, almost exactly. And the stove is a 20-inch stove, so that's smaller than your average kitchen stove, but they do make standardized 20-inch stoves, and that's what fits into this little space. Sink, I've got a double sink basin, one 15 3/4 inch basin. These are two different sizes, and one 10-inch basin. Guess let's look up in the loft. So up in the loft, I am on my mattress, which is a 4-inch mattress. I really love it. It's from IKEA. I've hardly ever found anyone else who makes one that slim, which is nice because it gives me more head height in here. Plus, my back just really prefers thin, or not necessarily thin, but a firm mattress. to sleep on. So that one's been perfect. I have loved it. So there's of course a few more inches there with the bedding. If I go up to that center beam and add, say, 5 inches, we are at 43 inches of height here. So I obviously can't stand up, but I can certainly sit up. Width in here is the same as downstairs, and length, if I can hook my tape measure right behind the camera there. The loft is exactly 9 feet long. Now there is, if you watch the video of the loft, there is a cupboard right here, so that is not all bed space, but there is a full-size mattress up here. I could get a queen-size mattress up here if I wanted. I just like having space for some of my plants and my little nightstand chest and all of that as well, and I don't need a queen-size bed for just me, but one would fit up here just fine if I wanted to. So that's the dimensions on the loft. And looking this way then, coming down from the loft, it's harder to film in here, as you notice, with the bright light outside that makes that window very bright, which makes the lighting rather poor in here. But so 12 feet of my length is kitchen counter. This couch is about a 6-foot couch, 6'1", and 24 inches deep. And there's, of course, storage under there. So that's kind of all those dimensions. Again, I've got a 25-inch door right here. So if you go to your house or your yard or something, and you could take like masking tape and want to see what that space feels like, if you want to actually, the outside dimensions matter for road legal widths, but the inside dimensions are what matters, you know, for your living space. So if you measure out something that is, I already forgot my number, 6 foot 6 inches across, so measure a space that's 6 foot 6 wide, and then 24 feet 2 inches long, and just put masking tape around that boundary. Then you could see how you could make, or not, everything fit inside there. And that would be the size of the space I'm living in. Of course, everything else comes in. You know, the curtain hangs in, this comes in, this is in, the kitchen counters are in, and so on. But everything is inside that space. And it'd be fun to hear, like, tell me what are the dimensions of the largest or smallest space you've ever spent time living in. That would be fun to hear. But hopefully that answers all the questions that I get about dimensions on things. If there's something I forgot to measure, please comment down below, and I will try to add that dimension as well. That's it for today. You guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you were here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.